I am back and I'm in something a little bit more cool for the weather. I'm so hot. I feel like this is not the day to be doing this video. So I apologise that I shouldn't apologise. I don't know why I'm apologising, but I'm a bit hot and bothered. I'm a bit sweaty. It's probably not my best video. It's probably not the best time to be doing this video, but I want to fill you in on some things. So I don't know if you can even tell in my videos, but I'm in my bedroom and I've really not got a good setup for filming, because in theory I've got a good setup. I've got my mirror, which is full length now, which I love. I've got like some gorgeous little bits behind here, which is, you know, just a nice little backdrop. I can't remember if I showed you or not, but I've got two like vintage rose prints that are going up here, so that'll look all really nice soon. But the problem is that my light looks best when I face the window, but the backdrop to me facing the window is my bedroom and my messy wardrobe. So there is an option to turn our spare bedroom into more of like a filming room. It's quite dark in there because it's painted green. It's like a jungle theme, and I love the room, and we'd still keep it as a bedroom, but what we'd probably get is what we probably should have bought when we first did the room, which is one of those IKEA day beds, and then you pull it out into a double bed when you want to, because it's quite a small it is a double bedroom, but it's quite a small double bedroom, so it basically means that if you can just have the bed in there. And yes, we have guests over, but not all the time, and so you could make the room a bit more functional, but okay. And also, I keep looking at my hand because I think I've got a nettle sting. So we went out for a walk this morning. Some of the areas that we walk along are really quite warm, some of the areas that we walked along were really quite grown, and so I think I might brush my hand past the nettle. Anyway, I'm just talking about so many different things here, and I've got a curtain blowing in the wind. So yeah, basically my filming setup is so rubbish, and I think part of it is because I'm still very much like, I do this for myself, and so I don't think about like the aesthetic of it. But then when I actually film and actually want to upload my videos, I think, oh, don't film that, Laura, don't do that, don't do this. I'll sort it out one day, but it's not like the most important thing. Anyway, so what am I doing today and why am I just waffling on? I am here because I've got some clips to show you from the time in Bulgaria, because I've just got back from a wedding in Bulgaria, which was brilliant. So I will show you those, and then we will sit down and chat, and I will tell you all about it, if that's okay, while I do my makeup, because I'm not going to put too much on today, because it is so hot. But we're having a few friends around, and I thought it'd be nice to just make myself a bit more presentable, set the table nice. I'm going to make a few things. I might even show you what I'm making potentially. But yeah, we'll chat in a minute anyway. Salvia, I think. I think it's salvia. Little butterflies. So, don't mind me having never done one of these before, but I thought I'd do a little fit check with you. So let me put this down. Really, I need to find somewhere to stand the camera and do this, but I've got on a skirt with pockets from H&M. Oh, don't mind my husband's clothes either. Skirt with pockets from H&M. This waistcoat, which has got a really light detail pinstripe in it from H&M, and I really like the kind of horn-rimmed buttons on it. And then I've got these sandals are just from Charles and Keith. Bag is also Charles and Keith. I really like that brand. They're really good for things like shoes, bags, that kind of neutral classic colours. What else? Where are these from? H&M earrings, I think. Watch is Tudor, my wedding jewellery, and that's it. I'm ready to go. Ready to go for an evening of food and drink before the wedding tomorrow. So I will speak to you soon. Bye. I'm in the bathroom of our hotel because I thought I would give you a little bit of a tour, because we're in the Superior Suite, which is actually like a proper suite. It's pretty cool. So we are staying in a hotel called... Tom, what's the hotel called? What's the hotel called? Oh yeah. Staying in a hotel called Park Kailaka Hotel, and it's in Pleven in Bulgaria, and it's in this beautiful kind of green park area. So what have we got to show you? Pretty traditional bathroom, quite big, roomy, but we've got loads of goodies on here. Shampoo with macadamia oil, conditioner with shea butter, the usuals. So if we come through here, we've got, I feel like you're really zoomed in. Maybe I just need to take a step back. So this is our lounge space. So we've got some drawers and paintings, you know, real old wood furniture. It does feel like a lounge at home. So yeah, this is the lounge. Not kind of like a Juliet balcony here and here. And then, just in case we want to do work while we're away, got this nice little office. This is really sweet. Colourful painting on the wall. Can I get out here? This is the view. So it's the view into the park where the hotel is. And then if I take you back through the lounge, this, and sorry, it looks a bit of a tip already because we've been making ourselves at home. This is our bedroom. So let me start here. Well, we've got a makeshift ironing board for now, but we've got a little dressing table to get ready, another TV, wardrobe, window with a Juliet balcony, another little desk. Hello, that's me. And yeah, bed. So it's massive. But what I haven't shown you is the best thing. Let me take you through. We have, drum roll please, a sauna. How cool is this? When have you ever been to a hotel where your own room has a sauna? So that's cool. I mean, I'm not a massive fan of saunas, but I feel like because we have it, I might as well make the most of it. So, let me take you back out. And then I'm going to scurry you over to the dressing table again. Here we are. So, yeah, that's the room tour. Hello. Outfit number 2. So I am off to the wedding this evening and I'm wearing, this is from Zara a couple of years ago, so nothing new there. And then I've got on, these are my wedding shoes, these are from Charles and Keith. I told you I liked Charles and Keith yesterday. My Charles and Keith bag. I need to put on my watch. Earrings are my H&M earrings. I'm wearing Balea by Parfum de Marly for my perfume. Hello, I am back from the wedding and I wouldn't normally film straight after coming back from a wedding, having had a couple of wines and other things, but just wanted to jump on here because I don't know how well the camera's going to pick it up, but I've been in the 38-degree heat today and my makeup has held up so well. And I'm not a skilled makeup artist, and this is not me blowing my own trumpet. Or is it? But I just wanted to show you that I'm really impressed. I'm impressed with the products, I'm impressed with myself. And these are products that I use all of the time anyway. There's nothing new in here. I'm just not always that great at placement. So I feel like this is progress. So maybe I will show you how I did my makeup, if anyone cares. But anyway, I'm going to take it off and then I'm going to sign off for the night, go to bed, hopefully wake up rested tomorrow, have a little lie-in. I've had a wonderful, wonderful evening at this wedding though, so I'll tell you all about it because it was an Irish-Bulgarian wedding. Very different, well, very similar in some ways to weddings I've been to before, but also very different. So I'm looking forward to telling you about it, but for now, I'm going to bed. Night. So let me tell you all about my trip to Bulgaria. So we're invited to a wedding in Pleven in Bulgaria. I should probably do some research before this video to look up where actually it is in Bulgaria because I have no idea, other than it's about a 2.5-hour drive from Sofia. So that's where we flew in, picked up a car and then drove that down to Pleven. So the wedding that we went to is a friend of Tom, my husband. So she is Bulgarian, he is Irish, and they live in Dublin, and they've been friends with Tom for, gosh, 10 years or so, maybe longer, and they met when they were all working at like a translation company several years ago, and have been friends ever since. Have lived in Manchester all together, have lived in different countries and had to make the time and effort to sort of visit each other. I've got 2 fans on, by the way, so yeah, this is very extreme heat that I'm working with at the moment. I really shouldn't be putting makeup on, but hey, yes. So we were invited to their wedding, which was really lovely. I've met them a number of times and they're great. They're really great, a great couple. So we flew into Sofia, we picked up a rental car and then drove down to a place called Pleven. And where we stayed, it was a hotel called Park Laka, and I think that's it because I kept getting the name wrong, but I'll find it and I'll link the hotel. Now the hotel was very much like it was in almost like a wood. It was parkland, but it was like a wood really, and it was this beautiful beautiful hotel, and we actually met the owner on the first night. We thought she was just another guest. It's this lady that sort of came marching over to us as we got out of the car and said, "Oh hi, like welcome. Do you know where you're going? Let me show you." And she was just dressed in like shorts and a t-shirt. She didn't look like a member of staff or anything. And as we were walking around to the front of the hotel, she was like, "Oh yeah, so I'm the owner, this is my place, da 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 da." And she told us about a show that she had on that evening where she'd got a traditional Bulgarian singer. But the girl whose wedding it was, she told us that actually the person who was singing is really famous in Bulgaria. And the reason that she'd clearly snagged this woman to play at her hotel is because the owner is in a famous girl band in Germany. I don't know the name of the girl band. I really should have done some like more research around this. A, to validate what I was being told, because I'm now telling you this, but B, just for my own curious interest. So I'm just trying to find my contour stick. God, don't tell me I've lost the Victoria Beckham, because the Victoria Beckham is, oh, she's pricey. Got her. Yeah, so that was all a bit crazy. And then we booked a room, well, I say we, Tom found this hotel and he booked the room, and he said he really wanted to book this place because the hotel room had a sauna in it, which obviously you'll have seen. And so yeah, like an actual real life sauna. I've never stayed in a hotel with a sauna in my life. And we knew it was like a suite, but when we were at the reception, Tom said that he could see his name on the screen, and it said we were in the presidential suite, and it was President Tom, basically, was the name that was on the booking, which was really funny because obviously we're just nobodies. So yeah, so we stayed there, gorgeous hotel, and then Friday night was a bit of a like buffet drinks, hosted at a villa, sit down and like have a little natter and a drink with everyone, which was really nice. And it overlooked this lake and woodland, which was absolutely gorgeous. So it was just a little villa overlooking a woodland and lake, so that was nice. And Tom knew a few other people from the wedding as well, because there were a few Bulgarians who he worked with along with the couple that we know, and I've met one or two of them before as well. So we got talking to a few people that Tom already knew. We met like some of their family and friends, which obviously we don't know, so that was really nice. Didn't stay too long because we'd arrived at about 1 or 2 on the Friday. Had to wait for the car hire to be sorted, and then 2.5 hour drive. So by 10 o'clock we were absolutely shattered. So yeah, we left around 10, half 10, something like that, and came back to the hotel. And then in the day we just had a bit of a chill really. So we went through the park that was by our hotel and the woodland. That was really nice. So I've thrown in a few clips that you'll have seen of the hotel kind of area that we were in. And then the wedding started at 6, and even though it started at 6, it was still 38 degrees by the time we got down there. But I kid you not, it's about 29 today in where I am in the UK, Manchester, and this feels hotter than what it felt like at the wedding. Maybe it was because it was heading into the evening. Maybe it's a bit more humid here, or at least today anyway, I'm not sure. But honestly, yeah, it was really hot. But the setup for the wedding was beautiful. So you came into this villa, and there was a little infinity pool, and they had a ceremony kind of canopy set up. And then that overlooked a lake that had a backdrop with a woodland. That was nice. And then the tables were kind of spread all around the villa courtyard area, and they had really nice little floral displays, just really simple but really pretty, like pink and orange kind of colours and green. So that was all really, really nice. And then the most important thing was that there were spirits on the table. So there was wine, beer, red, white and rosé wine, beer, soft drinks on the tables, and then they had, I can't remember what the name of it is now. In fact, I'm gonna search what it was called, because I feel like I'm telling you all this stuff about Bulgaria, but I'm not actually making the effort to find out what it is. So Bulgarian, it's like a Reiki. No, it's not called Reiki, is it? Reiki? Reikia? Bulgarian Reika. Oh, Reikia. Yeah, that's what it's called. Okay, I didn't know that. So Reiki is just a spirit that's normally made with fermented fruit. So we basically had a traditional Bulgarian Reiki on the table, which was nice. And then we also had bottles of Jameson, so Irish whiskey on the table. So I had, and we also had beer and Aperol Spritz as welcome drinks. And you know what, I'm not normally an Aperol Spritz girl, but actually they weren't too bad. I think they didn't go too over the top with the Aperol. And so they were quite nice. So I had a couple of those, and I mostly just stuck to the Jamesons for the evening. But to be honest, I don't actually drink very much. I'm trying to think what should I put on makeup wise. And then we had the ceremony. It was because they'd already had their legal ceremony. They just had their they just had their friends basically officiate the ceremony, which was lovely. It was really nice. So one of them spoke in Bulgarian, one of them spoke in English. And then basically they do things a little bit differently to a traditional English wedding, obviously, as you'd expect. In that between each course there was like a mix of dancing and drinking and things like that. So actually we maybe sat down to eat at something like 7:30, but we were still eating at gosh, what time were we still eating? Maybe 11:30, because we had a bit of a starter, which was like a Shopska salad, which I'm obsessed with. I'm going to make one today for this barbecue that we're doing. So a Shopska salad is similar to a Greek salad, but it's basically red onion or shallots, cucumber, tomatoes. You can use feta, and obviously that's what we have access to the most in the UK, but it's not technically a feta, it's a Bulgarian cheese. I think it's actually a cow's cheese, not a goat's cheese. And then what else? Oh, like roasted red peppers. So really, really nice for starter. And then for main, I had trout, which came with like potatoes and vegetables. That was really nice. And then after our main, we had this pastry that came out, just like pastry stuffed with feta cheese. It's similar to a Turkish burek. It came in like on huge plates, and they just cut big slices, and you had a big slice. And then dessert was pavlova, and I don't think Tom ate his because it came sort of right near the end of the night, and he was in party mode by then. So yeah, the food was absolutely lovely, and there's some traditional Bulgarian dancing that we did, as well as some Irish dancing. And what was really nice is that you'd have like the Irish aunties all at the front, like teaching people the Irish dancing, and then you'd have the bride's Bulgarian friends all up and teaching everyone the Bulgarian dancing. It was really fun. And then there were a couple of guests who actually sang songs. I think one was planned and she was incredible. She sang Nothing Compares, Sinead O'Connor. And then I think she's well, I think she is a professional singer-songwriter, because she also co-wrote a Bulgarian song as well, and then she sang the Bulgarian song, and I didn't know it, but everyone else seemed to know it, as in the Bulgarian side of the family. So she was incredible. But then some of the other guests decided to sing as well, and they were a bit more karaoke style, shall we say. But it was fun anyway. So that was really lovely. And then when they would to skip back to the ceremony, there were a few little traditions that they did in the ceremony. So they get fed bread and honey by, I think, the mother-in-law of the groom, so the bride's mum. And that's supposed to be about, you know, like luck and fortune and I guess health and wealth and that kind of thing. And then there was a tradition that they did where they had this big loaf of bread that was kind of made out of mini loaves of mini like rolls, bread rolls, all together in a big loaf, and they have to stand back to back and hold it kind of like this over their head, and then they break it, and it's supposed to be that whoever breaks the biggest piece of bread is basically boss. And the bride broke the biggest piece of bread off by one, so technically she's the boss. Yeah, so it was lovely. Apparently it went on until like gone 5 in the morning. I think we left about 1. But yeah, apparently it went on until way into the early hours of the morning. But it was, yeah, amazing. I had such a good time. And what a beautiful place as well. Like, I'd love to go back. I've never been to Bulgaria before. I'd love to see more of it. And obviously, because we have friends from there, then it's lovely that we can get nice recommendations and things like that. So yeah, I had a fantastic time in Bulgaria. And then the day after the wedding, we had a bit of a chill day. We slept in, and then in the evening we were invited to the bride's mum's house for tea. And so there was the bride and groom, bride's mum, groom's mum and dad, bride's friend, and one of the groom's, I think it was his uncle or his godfather maybe, I can't remember, I think it was his godfather actually. And then a couple that we met, that we sat on the same table as when we were at the wedding, who Tom had met once before, because the lady also had worked at the same company that Tom and the bride and groom worked at, but he didn't know them particularly well. But that was nice anyway. So we did that, and then we flew home on the Monday. Also flew with Lufthansa, who I'd never flown with before, and would highly recommend. I guess it's kind of the German equivalent of BA, right? So yeah, that was my little wedding weekend in Bulgaria, which I thoroughly enjoyed, despite it being 38 degrees. So I've got my fan on, and it's just spraying my setting spray everywhere. So spray that, and then spray. Right. Okay, so I think that is me done. As I said, it's a very casual afternoon in the garden with a couple of friends, so I don't need to go OTT. In fact, I probably have gone OTT just because I'm sat nattering on camera, but I'll do. I don't want to bring my hair forward because it's a bit of a mess and a bit sweaty. It'll be fine, won't it? My friends are here to chat to me, they're not here to stare at my hair. So what I'm going to do now is go and make a chopstick salad, and then Shouldn't have put lipstick on, Laura. What a silly, silly idiot. The next thing I'm going to do, or try and do, is also make, the other thing I'm going to try and do is make pea hummus, because the sunlight has just savaged the pea plant in the garden. But what I realised was that whilst it started to scorch the pea pods on the outside, the peas are still safe and massive and juicy inside. And so I thought, well, if I save them now, then I can probably put them in something. So I'm going to try and make a pea hummus as well. So yeah, anyway, I will talk to you all soon, no doubt. And I hope you have a fantastic afternoon.